YouTube, how the hell are you? A couple things are new. A couple things have happened and aren't necessarily new, but I'm just now getting around to them. One of which is I lost my voice a couple days ago, so I sound like a weirdo now because my voice is all hoarse and cracky and sophisticated, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, not feeling so hot, especially a few days before Christmas. That being said, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever walk of life you come from, whatever celebration you do during this time of year. Hellspawn Collectibles wishes you a very merry whatever it is that you celebrate. Hopefully it's a good one for you guys, and hopefully you're spending time with your families, and hopefully you get lots of cool toys for Christmas, which I think I am. Maybe I'll have some reviews on Christmas Day even. Which brings us to right now. I recently got accepted as a YouTube partner on the first try. P2 told me about it, and I figured I'd give it a shot, so I went and applied, and they approved me on the first shot. So I'm now an official YouTube partner, so I can film as long as I want. I don't have a time limit anymore, so I can actually take time now to go a little more in depth, not rush things, give you a little more information, things like that. That being said, it is December 24th, Christmas Eve, and I figured I would do a special review for you guys on Christmas Eve of something that I got in the mail the other day. A lot of you probably already have this in your hands, but if you don't, or you couldn't afford it, or you couldn't get to it, the review that I have for you today is actually on one of my new favorite things in my collection. Let me get you over here. Look at that. I got the out of focus. There we go. Out of focus, but inevitably you can see the Hot Toys Berserker Predator. This thing is awesome. I absolutely, positively am 150% in freaking love with this figure. It is incredible. Now, I'm going to start this off. I know P2 did a video and he had his own little opinions, and I know that everybody else has their own little opinions and whatnot, but I'm going to go ahead and put mine out there. I'm with P2. If you guys are complaining because of the fact that he is not as big as the original P1, and I'll go ahead and get my P1 out of the case. Now, mind you, he's in a little bit of a crouch stance, so he's, well, you know what? No, I don't want to mess up his pose, but he's a little bit of a crouch stance, so, damn it, I'll do it. Let's straighten him up here so you guys can see. God, I haven't done anything. I haven't posed this figure in so long. All the ball joints are sticky. There we go. Alright. Now, first and foremost, there you go. That is, let me see. No. Come over here. Alright. There's the Berserker Predator and the P1 right next to each other. And both of them have their legs straight, so neither one of them are crouched over. And if you look really closely, right here, not only is the Berserker actually taller than the Predator one, it's actually taller by a pretty decent margin. Let me see what I got here. Alright, here's a Slipknot drumstick. As you can see, now remember, watch the bottom of it, don't go by the top, but right to the top of the Predator one's head, he's a good, probably about ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch shorter. Now, it's not an inch and a half taller or whatever like the pictures made it look for the promotional pictures, but it is taller. Not only is it taller, it's actually taller by a decent amount. When you put the two of them next to each other, they do look, the Predator one does look a lot shorter than the Berserker. Now, that being said, shut the hell up if you're out there whining and bitching because this thing isn't what the picture looked like, blah, 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 blah. You know what? At the bottom of the page, on all the pictures, it says, prototype pending approval, final product may be different than, prototype pictures or whatever. There's a disclaimer that straight up tells you, hey, this may not be exactly what it looks like when it's done. Why is it shorter than the pictures? Who knows? Would I have liked it to be bigger? Yes. But at the same time, if you're out there crying about, I'm not going to buy Hot Toys anymore, this is bull crap, blah, 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 how could they do this to their customers, yada, 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 don't buy it. If you don't like it, if it's not what you wanted, don't buy it. But the company's put out a lot of great figures, they've done a lot of amazing work, and don't trash the company just because one product was different than what you thought it was going to be, and now you're going to trash the whole company and cry like a girl because you don't agree with a company decision that they made and you don't like the final product. That's fine. Everybody has their opinions, but just don't buy it. Don't go on the forums and bash the company. Don't, stop being a tool. Stop being a tool collector. Stop being a prissy little prima donna. Do it. Collect these things because you love them. You've got a 1/6 scale, a 14-inch, superposable, super detailed, probably the closest to screen accurate Berserker Predator out there. If you can find another company that will make one just like this or better, go ahead and buy it. But if not, be thankful for what you do have because they don't have to do this. Nobody has to do this. On the other hand, paying $200 for a figure, you would think that they could make it that extra inch taller, but they didn't. Plain and simple. You either like it and buy it or you don't. But please stop being one of these people that just, acts like a baby and goes off and whines and complains and throws an absolute freaking fit on the forums and all that kind of crap because of one little, design difference, kind of thing. Get over yourselves. Nobody really cares about your opinion that much anyways, and I don't expect anybody to care about my opinion that much anyways. I just give you guys my thoughts and views. If you like it, cool. If not, that's fine. If there's something I don't like, though, I'm certainly more kosher about it. I'm nicer about it. I point things out, and I try to be as nice as possible in a constructive way, except for the Sideshow Chopper mess, because that had absolutely no excuse whatsoever. But anyhow, moving along. If you like it, buy it. If you don't, don't. I agree with P2. Shut up. Stop complaining. Stop blowing up the board. Stop trying to act like you're all big and bad and your opinion counts and da 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 da. Just say you don't like it and that's it. Leave it at that. But anyways, that's my little rant on that whole subject. The only other thing I have to say to those people is you guys are freaking idiots. If you don't buy this figure because it's not an inch taller like the picture showed in the prototype picture, you're a moron. This figure is absolutely awesome from head to toe. Amazing. The box is awesome. As you can see, it's another one of the slide boxes. The box actually has a jacket on it, and the front of the box, just like the Royce, has the cutout with the red like gel sheet in there, and then it's got a full picture of the Berserker Predator behind it. Predator's logo. It tells what the figure is, and then if you look at the back of the box, it's got a pretty awesome graphic. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's the Berserker's helmet with like a blended image of the Berserker actual toy right behind it. So, and it says Predator Prey. But the box is amazing. Really cool. They always do a great job on the packaging. Very happy with that. One of my gripes about this guy, other than, he could have been taller, is he doesn't come with much. He comes with a skull right there. And this skull's actually a lot cooler. If you look at it, the paint is really a lot better. You can see they actually sculpted like meaty, chunky stuff on top of it. It's not just a smooth skull. And then you can see down here, all the guts and entrails and all the tendons and stuff that are hanging off the bottom of the pelvis. So good job on this. But it came with that. Came with the skull. The original two hands that were on it were the fists. So this is actually one of the original items that was on it, which is the fist. I swapped his left fist out for the hand that you see where it's semi-open. I think it looks a lot better. Excuse me. There goes that voice thing again. And this is one of the other alternate hands it came with. It's like this splayed out, you know, kind of like grabbing hand. It could probably be used to like put around, you know, like someone's throat or something like that, or on someone's face, you know, like you know, one of these bits. Like, I don't know. It's just it looks pretty cool. But I put it on the figure and it just doesn't really work with what I want it to look like post. It comes just like the P1 and all the other ones. It comes with the open and closed mandibles. These are the open mandibles. I like to pose them with the mask on. I don't like to pose them without the masks, so except for my Elder Predator from Predator 2. And then it came with the wrist blades. Now, something that they're doing this time, which I think is awesome, is that all the wrist blades are actually made out of metal. And they're not just crappy little, like, soft metal. I mean, like, these things are pretty heavy duty. I mean, like, here, let me see. I'll pull one out. I mean, they got some weight to them. I mean, you can hear it's pretty freaking heavy duty. It's nothing to joke about. And they are sharp. Not, like, on the cutting edge sharp, but the point. So if you, like, stab somebody with that thing, it could actually hurt pretty bad if you put enough force behind it, because they do come to a point and they are very sharp. So just be careful with that. Eyes, ears, whatever. Don't be sticking them in your face or in your sister's ear or whatever. But it came with the 3 different lengths. The shortest one where the wrist blade is all the way retracted, the mid one where it's semi-retracted, and then the long one where it goes all the way out like a scimitar. I put the long one on him. It looks pretty badass that way, so I figured I would go ahead and do that. What I'm going to go ahead and do is give you guys a little close-up here of him so you can get an idea of the detail that comes in with this guy. Start at the... come on, there we go. All right, started his noggin here. Look at that. I mean, it's... The detail is absolutely amazing. I mean, if you just look at the mask and the paint and everything, I mean, it looks like it just walked right off the screen. And the other cool part is, just like the Predator 1, he's got a switch on his back where you can switch his lasers on. The battery housing for this is on his like the back of his shoulder armor. Going down a little bit more, maybe. You can see all the detail in his chest with all the paint, all the different colors. Just, I mean, and if you look at his legs, see like the ghosted in colors and airbrush spots, and the gloss on his skin almost makes it look like that translucent, like reptile-like skin. And then all the way down to these big, freaking awesome shit kicker boots that he wears. I mean, like, look at this. Focus, focus. Come on, focus. It's like it wants to. Come on. Focus. I don't think it's going to focus. No, but you can get an idea of what the colors look like and stuff. How it's got all the different little scales painted in and whatnot. Just, I mean, this thing is freaking awesome. Absolutely, positively, 100% amazing. If you flip them around here on the back, you can see all of his dreads are individually painted, and it fades from the red into the black. You know, all the beads, I mean, are individually painted, and then, you know, if you go further down his body, you can see all the little red spots, and, I mean, just all the detail. I mean, it's just absolutely, positively incredible. I mean, it's the paint applications, the detail, the fit and finish, just the actual, like, you know, the joints, the way the joints go together, the way that the pieces fit. It looks so much better, and it's heavier. Like, the body doesn't feel like it's hollow. Like, the other Hot Toys Predators are real light. If you pick them up, it's like their bodies are almost hollow. This guy, I mean, he's got some freaking weight to him. I mean, you know, if you guys have this, you noticed it as soon as you picked up the box. I mean, the sucker was freaking heavy. So it looks like they're putting a lot more quality into these guys, which I'm very happy to see. Because, I mean, it's like if you're going to pay $200, you want, you know, a perfect, super detailed, movie accurate, articulate figure that, you know, looks like you pulled it right off the screen. And this guy's it, man. This guy really does it. I'm going to go ahead and take his mask off for you. I'm not going to take it totally off because it's plugged into his back. But you can see his face there. The only gripe I have about this one is it looks a little different than the movie. I mean, I think he just looks maybe like a little bit longer in the face right here. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. You guys watch the movie and let me know what you think. But just something doesn't look exactly 100% right with that. His head is just like massive. Like if you look at him from the side, look at that melon, dude. Like from like here to here. Like I love the way that they change the heads, where the heads are thicker, wider. They've got like a, you know, they come out more, and then the dreads kind of like go back and down. Just the whole way that head looks now, I think is awesome. They did a really good job with it. And like I said before, the mandibles are interchangeable. So that's the one way. And that's another thing that I like what they did with this. When the mandibles are in the closed position, they pretty much cover up his whole mouth. So it looks right. Because usually when they have their mouth closed, when their mandibles are closed, their mouth is closed. The mouth is sculpted in an open position, as you can see, so that when the open mandibles are attached, you know, he's like full out screaming, which is awesome, is the way he's supposed to look. But when his mandibles are closed, he's not supposed to have his mouth open. And when they sculpted these things, they sculpted them close enough where it looks like you can't really see that the mouth is open. So, you know, you don't have to worry about him looking weird with the mandibles on or off or whatnot. But they did a really good job of making sure that they sculpted these mandibles in a way that, you know, it would look good open and closed. And there's open right there, as you can see. Definitely looks a little bit different from the side. You can see how far those things splay open, like they're just really wide. And maybe this is what it is. When I watched the movie, it seemed to me like the bottom mandibles, instead of coming out more, they kind of came out forward. They were like really long, like they came out way out the front of his face. You know, maybe this is just one way that they can stretch them, but in the movie it just seemed like instead of going more out to the side, they went more, you know, like out this way and came up. So I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just me, but either way, it doesn't matter. The figure is absolutely 100% incredible. I'm very, very, very happy with my purchase. I'm still a little wary about the price because, and this is where I'm going to defend some of the people who complain eloquently, I guess is the way that I want to say it. For those of you that feel like you deserve a little bit more, I think you're right. You know, I'm certainly not supporting the people who whine and complain and, you know, are absolute, you know, just idiots about it. But for those of you out there that have legitimate, you know, complaints, you know, and you voice them in the right way without being rude or anything like that, I think you're right. Because if anybody else has been collecting Hot Toys long enough to see when they first started, especially these Predators, like back with the original AVP Predators that came out, they retailed for $129.99. Now they're up to almost $200. That is a very, 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 very sharp increase in price. I mean, you're talking about, you know, almost a $70 jump over just a couple years. And part of it is because, you know, when they got really popular, Hot Toys raised the price to see if people would pay it, and they did. So they raised it again to see if people would pay it, and they did. So they kept going. And as long as people will pay those prices, they'll keep raising it, because if they can make more money and people will actually pay the price, then they're going to continue to raise the prices. I know they're trying to make money. I know it's good business, but I think that it's almost a bit of a ripoff. I mean, it's not really a ripoff because you're getting an awesome figure, but I mean, come on. If you could make these things and retail them for $129.99 and make a profit, why a $70 jump? You know, I just think it's a little shysty how the company is trying to, you know, suck a little bit more out of the buyer just because they know that we'll pay it. You know, you can tell me all you want that, oh, they put more work into it, they have artists that da-da-da, whatever. You know, the people were working on these things before, they were selling them for $130, and they were making a profit. As technology gets better and as they keep doing this, it gets easier, not harder, you know, and they create faster ways to do things. They learn from their mistakes. So, if anything, you should charge less because you're not working as hard on, you know, the new figures, because you've learned from the past and you've had the ability to, you know, make things easier and know how to do shortcuts and just get things knocked out quicker and make a better product by trial and error over the years. So I don't know if raising the price is exactly the right move that Hot Toys needs to make. They're going in the right direction with quality, but at the same time, you know, they need to kind of stop this whole, you know, price jumping thing unless they're willing to give us more. I mean, come on. You know, you look at some of the other figures, you know, like the Guardian. Come on. All they did was reuse a bunch of sculpts and molds and stuff that they already had made, and they were charging $189 for that guy. You know, I mean, but at least he came with a whole bunch of stuff. You know, he came with the spear, the mask, that giant skull that he came with, extra set of hands, mandibles, the breathing mask. You know, he came with a whole bunch of stuff. So at least it's kind of like, you know, we got a whole bunch for it. We got an extra set of hands, an extra set of mandibles, the wrist blades, and a skull with this. I mean, and there was no Sideshow exclusive either. So it kind of sucked because, you know, it's almost like they're improving the quality, but they're kind of cheaping down on, you know, the accessories and the exclusives, and they're charging more for the product. So I don't know. But anyways, like I said, 11 out of 10, great job. I love the character, I love the movie, I love the new Predator designs, I love the new masks, I love everything about it, and I love everything about this figure. If you guys have the money, definitely go out and buy this. If you're a Predator fan or a Predators fan, whatever, buy this figure. Do not listen to the naysayers, invest the money. It is 100% totally worth it. If you guys are part of my Facebook page, Hellspawn Collectibles on Facebook, you can search for me and add me as a friend there. I post pictures of all these guys, so if you want to see like photo galleries and high resolution photos of all the stuff in my reviews and stuff like that, add me as a friend on Facebook as Hellspawn Collectibles, and you can have access to all the galleries and the photos and stuff for these guys, and a bunch of other stuff as well. Also, it's a cool place to meet new people, network, you know, and just take collecting to a new level. So, from my house down in Florida on Christmas Eve, best wishes to you and yours. Hopefully you like the review of this guy. Hopefully some of you guys will get one of these for Christmas. Y'all have a very Merry Christmas. And tomorrow, after I get done with Christmas with my family, if I have anything interesting, which I'm sure I will, I'll be doing a special Christmas Day review, which will be uploaded tomorrow afternoon after I'm done with my family. So, you guys look forward to that. Tune in tomorrow after you guys are done with your families, and check in and see what I have, alright? You guys have a good one, and I'll talk to y'all later.